God, that went off the rails.
Yeah.
That was so far off the rails.
Hair.
You know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah.
point out the parent of anybody in that fucking game. They just, like, pop into existence out of Shiro Miyamoto's fucking skull, you know?
Oh.
Miyamoto just, like, dreams of something, and then poof, there's a little, like, half-human, half-baby thing.
Well, Bowser did lie to Bowser Jr. in Super Mario Sunshine and told him that Peach was his mom.
He did. So is Bowser nailing Peach? That'd be interesting.
Well, it turned out to be a lie in the end.
It did, but was it?
Was it? It would recontextualize her and Mario stuff.
I've been watching a lot of Vanderpump Rules with my wife, and there's a lot of lies about which people are banging who. Could be happening with Bowser. All right. Let's plug this show. Going in 3, 2, 1.
Time to get your fix. It's a horrible gaming podcast. It's not good. It's not great. Horrible gaming podcast. It's not even what you would call fair. It's really not that good. Horrible Gaming Podcast.
Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. You, dear listener, for whatever reason, have decided to listen to another Horrible Gaming Podcast. I'm not alone. Usually I'm never alone. With me is...
Neil, a.k.a. Tiny Wizard.
So, we took 2 weeks off. Sorry about that, guys. Neil had requested a week off, and I told you guys about that. And then I didn't realize that SummerSlam was the week after that. So, I took the next week off. However, that won't be a problem again since WWE, I am boycotting now. But...
Oh.
Yeah, fun stuff. We could talk about that in the in-between. Maybe that'll be a nice bonus. But,
okay.
But we are back. And we're going to do a news show to catch up everything. So prepare for the slog of news before we can get back to the fun stuff. I think it's kind of crazy that we're already in August and we're getting close to the Horrible Game Awards show again already.
It's crazy you're bringing that up because I actually had that thought the other day. I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way he's thinking about that already. It's way too early for that shit.
I'm thinking about anything that would give me stress or anxiety at all times. Just assume.
That's fair.
Just assume. Fair. Like, just think to yourself, would this give Zach stress or anxiety? Oh, it would? He's thinking about it. So, before we get into it, though, we got to thank the people who make this possible behind our ugly mugs. You see a custom graphic that was provided by Mr. Mark Bell. Thank him for that. And, of course, the theme song here for this show and all the shows here at Old Man Gaming is provided by the man who makes music, my brother, Nick Van Sliders. We thank him for that. We'll be right back with fan-fucking-interaction.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to our first segment, our most important segment, that's Fan Traction. That's where we, the co-hosts, we talk to you guys, the fans. We call out your comments everywhere we get them. Obviously, these comments are from 2 weeks ago, so bear with us if we miss any or we don't remember context. I believe the show we did was like a Game of the Year award watch sort of show, if I recall correctly.
Yes, basically, yes.
So I think a lot of the stuff is going to be about that. But let's find out. All right, so we start with Jason. Deathloop is a time loop. It's a good game. I forgot about that. But again, it's kind of different from real-time travel, like Chrono Trigger, where you go between time periods, and things you do in the past affects the future time areas. Now, see, that is something they really have. I mean, obviously, Chrono Trigger did it. I'm not a huge Chrono Trigger guy, but that is something we should see in like modern day video games, is they really haven't touched time travel other than time loops. It's usually either a time loop or powers that let you rewind shit, you know?
Skyward Sword did a little bit of that. They dabbled in a little bit of that here and there.
Majora's Mask also.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but
yes.
Theoretically, Majora's Mask is a time loop if you really want to look at it that way. I mean, even Ocarina, I guess Zelda has a good history of some I would say casual time travel-esque things in it. So that's a fair assumption. I'd love a game centered on it. You know what I mean? Like a game centered on time travel and then messing with the future depending on what you did in the past, sort of thing. You know? Mm-hmm. All right, continuing on. William Holwyn. Hi! Exclamation point. I've seen the new Jurassic Park movie and thought it was fine, but one scene really annoyed me. When she shoots the water dino and she needs another dart and the dude had to go get another one in the boat. You mean you didn't bring some in backup? Question mark, exclamation point. My game of the year, parentheses, at least that came out in 2025, is Dynasty Warriors Origins. It was so good. If I was Rockstar, I would just release trailers about GTA 6 and live off YouTube revenue.
Actually.
I'll say it again. PC gaming sounds like a pain. It's not a pain. It really isn't. Hashtag, if you don't watch the Horrible Gaming Podcast, you're not cool. I don't know about that. I think there's plenty of cool people that don't watch us. I think in some ways it's more cool to not watch us.
The ad revenue thing is absolutely genius.
Yeah, it is. It is. Maybe that's what they're doing. PC gaming is not
one
that bad.
Trailer out.
Yeah. PC gaming really isn't that bad, man. It's just figuring out what it is the first time. Once you know it the first time, you're good after that. It's just every once in a while you hit a thing that you haven't done before and you get nervous about it. And what's interesting is the problem that I had with this most recent SDD Switch. The original thing I thought to do was the right thing. It's just I was so unsure of myself that I put myself through all of that crap. Whereas if I had just done the thing that I thought I should do, it would have worked out fine, you know? I think that, like, there's a trick to... It's just doing it the first time, you know? And every IT guy out there, all those IT guys, all they do is look that shit up on YouTube, just like the rest of us, and then they do it. Like, that's how it works. It's just they're better at finding it on YouTube than you are. Yeah. And I'm going to say this, Will. You and I are friends, sir. If you ever need advice, you can always ask me. You can ask Neil. He has built his own PC. Phil Billy has built his own PC. We all collectively could probably talk you through any situation that you ever have. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And I'm going to say one other thing before I let Neil talk because I'm like that. The other thing is, price-wise, you don't have to deal with half the shit you got to deal with a console. Like, once you get the PC built, like, I don't think it's going to be a long time before I have to replace my 5-year-old PC, you know?
Honestly, I would say the hardest part is doing the cable management.
Yeah, I agree.
I loathe cable management, and if you don't buy the right case, and if you don't plan ahead of time, you're going to have cables and wires all over the place. And I actually kind of had to deal with Kayla's computer a little bit with that because of where it was to hide all the wires. I basically had to plug in the standard cable for the power plugins, but then attach my actual prettified cables in there so that it looks like it's coming right back to the back, but it's actually just a literal pile of wires behind that.
Phil Billy hates wire management too. Like and I don't know if he's going to listen to this, but he used to all the time, he would go back to remanage them somehow. He was constantly remanaging his wires because he didn't feel they looked right. Always chaining them up and doing different things with them. I don't care. I just stick them in there as long as they're not rubbing against the fan. I don't give a shit where those wires are. Does computer work? Yeah, computer work. Don't care where wire go. All right, moving on. Jason continues. I got bored of South of Midnight after the first chapter. I don't know how you did, man. I love that game. It's definitely on a bunch of my experience of the year things. I will say the gameplay is very simple. It's very old school Prince of Persia. But like the story and the music is just enough to keep me in there, and that's rare when I hit a narrative game that's like sucks me in for the full 10 hours, you know. But like I remember like getting halfway through that and I was like, I'm not playing anything else until I finish this, you know. Excuse me. Jason then continues, Mecha Break kept stealing control away from me to do stupid cinematic BS and pissed me off, so I deleted it. I'm trying to think of when that would be. The only time it would do cinematic BS is when you did a finisher. I'm trying to think of when a cinematic thing would pull it away from you. In any case, I will say I've had some recent problems with Mecha Break and had to walk away from it. And I think those problems come down to once you get to a high enough level in the ranking, you only ever meet teams of guys or gals who know exactly what they're doing, and if you're playing with randos, you get slaughtered, or you end up being that fifth person to their team, and it's like you can't even get a kill because they're so good. So you get into this weird dead zone of if you don't have a team, it's not worth playing. And it killed me because I was really having fun with it, and then I hit like the Platinum 2 level of ranking, and then it was just like every match I was in, I was either dominating with a team that was getting the majority of the kills, or I was just getting slaughtered with a team that was getting slaughtered right next to me. And that, to me, says there's something up with the matchmaking, and I just can't... Yeah. Like, I will probably go back to it at some point, but right now, it's not fun for me. It's just frustrating. Frustrating or boring every time. Okay. Jason, I couldn't get into Claire Obscure. I'm so tired of hearing about it, too. Well, you're probably going to hear about it more from us. Sorry, man. It's just... Neil's really into it, and he likes it, so we're probably going to talk about it. There's a high potential that it's going to be nominated somewhere. I'm just giving you a heads up, man. I'm just giving you... We're an honest podcast that doesn't try to keep people listening.
News stuff.
Some of your news stuff is Claire? There you go. Sorry, buddy.
I did finish it, though. I did end up finishing it. Wonderful.
Now we're talking about it because
dude, seriously though, 100%. Like this is a top 5 of all time game for me. 100%.
For you, really? Okay.
Really. At the very last second, the story completely flips on its head and gets completely recontextualized. And then the very end, you're forced to make an impossible choice. And it's one of those that's not afraid to, like, both of the endings suck, and it knows it, but it falls in with the themes of everything. Perfection.
That's awesome. Sorry, Jason. That's awesome.
Get ready. There's more.
Jason just turns us off right there. Jason continues, Alters isn't really time travel. It's more alternate universes, which is what Chrono Cross did. You are all into the Chrono games there, Jason. Yeah, I know the basic premise of what Alters in, but it's still kind of a time plot in its base premise, which is you've got this person, what happens if you did something differently? It's just they're kind of taking that from somewhere else. It's a sliding doors sort of thing. But yeah. Continuing on, people I know who saw Superman pretty much say, it's a movie. Okay, I guess. I still want to see it. James Gunn's never directed me wrong, so I still want to see it. Asylum jumps in. Two-Toe Tom, all caps, exclamation points, 3 hearts. Two-Toe Tom is awesome. It is the boss music of the second level, and the second level is the level that made me fall in love with that game, because the boss is like a giant crocodile, and like the entire level is the boss theme just slowly building to the climax, which is the song during the fight. And musically it's genius. I love Two-Toe Tom. I still listen to that soundtrack on my Spotify playlist. Okay. Neil's just nodding. He doesn't want to add to that, so we are going to continue.
I didn't have anything to add.
That's fine.
I haven't played the game.
Asylum says, what dimension do I live in? I agree with a game pick from Tiny Wizard. Expedition 33 will be hard to beat. It advances turn-based to active combat, but it is not hack and slash RPG. Yeah, I'm sure it's good. It just doesn't... there's nothing in that game that really speaks to me. I think it is good. I am sure it is good. It's just not something that has, like, called out to me to spend my hours in it, I guess.
You know, one thing that actually was great for me that I didn't expect was the build system. The build system is super in-depth.
Yeah.
Basically, it's... you train your abilities by equipping them, and then you have a subset of points. So while they're equipped, they always are active. Mm-hmm. But then once you learn them, you go spend your points to apply those on a permanent basis. And it's that sort of system where it's like a if-then.
Okay.
But there's like ones that you can equip intentionally that can like add detrimental effects to you.
Okay.
So like it's like if you're in this status, then like this character gets like 200% damage. Like right. I've never been super duper into builds, but I actually spent time going through some of those. It's insane.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Honestly, I have a new front runner for my experience of the year, and I never would have expected it, and that is Grounded 2. Oh
yeah?
That game fully pulled me in, and I always like I liked Grounded 1, but I struggled with it many different times that I played it. Man, nothing like that with Grounded 2. It is just so much more fluid and refined and a better experience, in my opinion. And I have been just mainlining it since I started playing it. I put out a review this last week, and I have not stopped playing the damn thing. All right, but that's it for Fans for Action. Oh, wait, you were going to say something?
I was just going to ask, is it like a sequel in a traditional sense, or does it feel like more of the same?
Dude, it's crazy. It's the same kids get drunk again. like the same exact 4 kids. Like, it is a continuation of the story. I will say this about it. One of my cons was that not everything from the first game is in this one. Like, a bunch of bugs and stuff aren't in this yet. Which I felt like people just expected everything at least to be in this one already. That being said, that's nothing. That's nothing compared to, like, I would easily drop half the bugs in Grounded 1 to make it a more smoother experience like 2. And like the way they streamlined quests and they streamlined just the way they streamlined everything so that I kind of understand a little bit better. I say it in the review. It's hard to put my finger on, but like with Grounded 1, when I died, I felt like I was being cheated. Like every time. I felt like I'm not dying because I'm bad at the game. I'm dying because I don't understand something that the game should have told me, you know? Whereas this one, that never happens. And I've died plenty, but like when I die, I'm like, well, I fucked up there. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Yeah. And there's some things that they added into, like the bug riding is next level. And I hate games where you ride stuff. Like everybody in Grounded 1 has always wanted the taming bugs, riding bugs feature, and they've never added it. And I was the only one who was like, I don't want that because I've tried to ride a horse in Red Dead, and like it's hard to get riding right, and it usually makes it, crappy in my opinion. I never ride anything in the Elder Scrolls game because the minute you get on a horse, you're just fucking all over the place. This game nails the bugs. Like, they fight alongside of you. You can fight on top of them. They give you extra inventory, which was always a problem in Grounded 1. Like I immediately bonded with my pet ant. And I've never had that happen, Okay, so that's it for Fans for Action. Let's get into it. We're just, as we've taken 2 weeks off, you guys know what happens when we do that. we're going to do the news, a full news show. I'm sure Neil has a butt ton of news stories, at least a couple that I sent him. So we're gonna talk about that shit. Yeah, and we're gonna do that in a second.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not doing a talking point today because we've taken 2 weeks off. We're doing the news. Neil likes to collect news stories that you guys deserve to hear about. We like to riff about. We like to talk about. We like to give our opinions on. Really, summing all that up, we just like to bitch about. So, Neil's going to give them to us, and I'm going to complain.
Yeah, we do have. I tried super duper hard to find some positive ones.
Well, it's pretty hard nowadays.
It is pretty hard now.
It's pretty hard.
So one of the ones, the one that I'll actually start with here, 2 more characters got announced for Cosmic Invasion, Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Oh, these are the 2 that I sent you, right?
It was what you sent me. Not 2 more on top of that. I have no
clue
who Beta Ray Bill is.
What?
Marvel
Boy? You don't know what Beta Ray Bill is? Alternate dimension Thor? Oh, man.
Say, I thought this was just a weird looking Thor, and then it says Beta Ray Bill. I'm like, sure.
Do your nerd job. Go to a wiki. Read the page.
I'll have to. Of course I know who Silver Surfer is.
This is, I think, the first time Silver Surfer's ever been playable in a game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you've never been able to play Silver Surfer in a game ever.
I think he may have been in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't be aware if he was in it.
Could be wrong on that. That one I wasn't super duper into. It was 3 that I got into.
You know, one thing I love about Cosmic Invasion, just for everybody out there who doesn't know what we're talking about, Cosmic Invasion is the studio that made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is making another brawler, but they're making it about Marvel superheroes. There's going to be 16 playable superheroes 15 playable superheroes in the initial game, and you will have tag teams. So every player will get to pick 2 characters that they can switch out between, which I think is amazing. For a brawler, it kind of ups it a lot, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All of that said, they've been slowly trickle down announcing the characters leading up to launch, which should, I'm going to guess, be late fall, early winter. And they are doing, I love the fact that we are getting some fucking obscure-ass weird characters instead of just like, I mean, we've got a couple of the staples, right? We've got the Captain America, we've got the Superman, we've got the Wolverine, you know. But then we've got some just weird ones since then. She-Hulk's going to be in this one. Definitely, probably one of the first games she's ever been in. Rocket Raccoon, another, not used that often. We just got the Beta Ray Bill Silver Surfer announcement. We've got Nova in there. I'm super excited about this game. I cannot wait to play this game. As far as beat 'em up goes, Tribute. First of all, Dotemu is the publisher. Dotemu has made, and sorry to go on a beat 'em up tangent, Dotemu has made nothing but banger beat 'em ups. Okay, they made Streets of Rage 4. They were the publisher of Shredder's Revenge, with Tribute Games being the developer. They are publishing this with Tribute Games being the developer, and then they're doing Absalom, which I talked about, I think, in our hype show or whatever, the thing that we were looking forward to.
Yes.
Which is also coming out this year. Another beat 'em up. I cannot wait for this game.
Yeah, it's actually not very often that I get hyped for a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but I am actually excited for this because it does kind of scratch that Marvel vs. Capcom itch too with the multiple players.
And I think we got 6 more characters to be released, and it's kind of like a grab bag of what are we going to get? Ooh, what are we going to get, you know?
Yeah. So one of the more negative ones and just absolutely stupid ones.
Got the peaks.
This is the Switch, OG Switch is going up in price.
I sent you this one, didn't I?
I sent.
Or did you sent this one to me? You sent this one to me?
Yeah.
You sent this one to me. Yeah.
No, the other thing that you sent me was about the not F-Zero
Oh,
game.
yeah.
So the original Switches are going up in price because of tariffs and everything like that. What is absolutely hilarious to me, the OLED Switch with the price increases is now going up to $400. A Nintendo Switch 2 costs $450. I have no words to describe how little sense that makes.
You know, I hate the tariffs. I think the tariffs are shitty. All of that aside, I'm not giving tariffs a pass when I say what I'm about to say. But I'm going to put the tinfoil hat on, okay? What is the biggest complaint people have had about the Switch 2? Price of everything, right? So anybody who's not buying it, who's buying a Switch 1, well, now, doesn't matter. So, like, part of me thinks, like, is this price really related to the tariffs, or or are they using that as an excuse to force more people to buy the Switch 2, which I think is obnoxious, like,
yeah.
and with how dirty Nintendo has been with some of the shit that they've done recently, because, like, again, I feel like Nintendo has been leaning on the tariff thing when we all know that the price of this console was always going to be that high. Not the first one, but the second one, Mm-hmm. It's just like them to then lean on the tariff thing for this, Again, hate the tariffs, not giving tariffs a pass. It's just, I don't want to give Nintendo a pass because they're like, look, they're doing something bad. We're going to blame our bad thing on what they're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'll tell you, like, it is a little tinfoil hatty, but I was thinking kind of the same thing. Well, if the OLED Switch gets a bump up in price, prospectively speaking, the Switch 2 just got a price cut.
Right.
In
right.
perception's sake.
Yep.
They've said that they can adjust the price of the Switch 2 later down the line, depending on A, B, C, X, Y, Z. But it's like a win-win for them because, what are you going to buy the old thing for $50 cheaper than buying the brand new thing?
Yep.
Or if they do end up buying that thing anyways, then it's just like, well, I guess extra money.
Yep. Yeah, the world of gaming is real burning. And the fact that the Switch 2 sold so many copies is... I can't tell you how infuriating it is. And I'm not going to lie. It definitely, like, deflates me on even doing the show. You know what I mean? Because it's like... Again, I don't fault anyone for necessarily going out and buying it. Everybody works. Everybody wants to spend their money on what they want to spend it to. I don't want somebody to feel shame for going out and spending their hard-earned money on whatever they want to, But at the same time, it's like, really? We're going to do this? We're going to contribute to this company doing it? Because this is only going to allow them to do this more. Do you want Switch 3 to be like $700 and them to sell a webcam with it? Like, it's fucking obnoxious how these companies are just time and time again getting away with this bullshit, And we, the consumers, greenlight it with rubber stamps,
Yeah, I mean, we've not really seen any sort of fallout
No.
overall in the end.
There's been some mild whining, and that's it.
Yeah.
And like again, like I'm torn right down the middle, because there's a part of me who's like, who gives a shit, man? You go out, you spend the money on what you want to spend the money on. You work hard for your money. If that's what you want to spend it on and you think it's worth that, who am I to say don't? But then there's another part of me that's like, how are we ever going to get them to stop doing this to us if we don't take their precious, precious money away? And like, like we can't keep giving them passes, but at the same time, I don't want to bitch at the people who are going out and giving them passes, Like, it's just a complete rock in a hard place,
Yeah, well, actually, I think just because we're talking so much about price,
Sure.
I kind of combined two of these together because some very interesting things have been coming across here.
Okay.
So first off, Outer Worlds 2.
Oh.
Outer Worlds 2 has reversed course on the pricing.
Oh, they have. I did not hear this.
Yes, they were going to be charging $80, and they reversed course. They said they're going to start charging $70. Anybody who pre-ordered is getting their difference back.
Interesting.
Now, I want to ask you a question because I feel like I've remembered this the wrong way because I couldn't find any evidence of it. When you bought the original Outer Worlds, how much was that?
40. Well, I didn't buy it. I played it through Game Pass.
But how much was it?
I thought it was $40.
$40. Okay, so I'm not crazy.
Okay.
I'm not crazy because I couldn't find it anywhere. What's very interesting then is unless they are just super, unless we're just super wrong and both remembering it incorrectly, IGN was claiming that Outer Worlds 2 cost $60 at launch.
Really?
The original Outer Worlds is what they said. It was $60 at launch. But I could have swore it was $40 because they had even marketed it as not as grand of scale, so they didn't want to charge too much for it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I'd have to do more research on it.
Yeah,
I remember it being $40. I have to look into that because I could have swore it was $40.
I've only ever played it on Game Pass, nor did I purchase any of the DLCs or anything. So, we could be wrong, but I could have swore it was $40. I guess that would change my mind a little bit. I still don't think it's worth $80. Is the thing,
No, yeah. I mean, it's. I don't know.
I don't think any game is worth $80.
Well, I think
even the games that I've spent $80 for, I don't think they were worth that.
Well, at this point, though, we are getting some movement here because not only has Outer Worlds have they backed off, but they've confirmed that Borderlands 4 is going to cost $70 and not $80. They did kind of present it pretty shittily, which almost confirms they were going to charge $80 for it, but reacted to the backlash. It was something akin to, we want to sell the game for less than the value that it provides. So I think that they were originally, it's the most corporate speak ever. But here's my point. The pissing and moaning and knee-jerk reactions, I'll chalk that up as a win. I think
I would
we
take
collectively did that.
Yeah, it was you and I.
Yes, you and I. Yes, us alone.
We bitched about it, and they were like, that podcast that gets, on average, 5 to 15 views, we're going to reverse it.
I meant more like the capital G gamers.
Yes.
But yes.
I agree. I think it's a bridge too far. I think they've been going way too far with price. I've been saying that forever. And I think that there's got to be some give, man. You can't make all games $80. It's just, they're not worth it. Just think about how much $80 is,
Dude, and Nintendo's pricing doesn't make goddamn sense to me at all. So remember, the Mario Kart World was an $80 game. Now, I got it with the pre-pack bundle thing, so technically I only paid $50. Yeah. But because I finished Clair Obscur, I was like, okay, I'm going to pick up the next one that I want. And that was Donkey Kong Bonanza. Been playing that. I would definitely say maybe a 7 out of 10. I don't know, no 10 out of 10, because it's you do a lot of punching. You sure do some punching.
IGN needed a payday. IGN needed a payday.
But
that's what I said. You take bribes, IGN. Come for me.
Right. But that game cost $70.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, what are we doing here? That's first party Nintendo.
All the Nintendo stuff costs that much now when you really look at it. Like, all of their games got price raises.
But, what is that $10? What is that? I want to know why one is $10 more when I feel like it's absolutely less. Because
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, because Bonanza is everything. You can do everything, just like most other, games of their ilk right now. But like everything is literally destructible. You can dig a hole straight down and just tunnel around underground forever if you wanted to. But that's not worth the extra $10 than big open world cart map with random shit in it. Like, I don't understand.
Let me just put this into perspective. An $80 price tag. When I was dealing with the whole SSD thing, one of my potential fixes was to just build myself a new PC, just to buy pieces of the PC until I had enough, and then build a new one for myself. Because I have mentioned many times that my graphics card is technically pretty old, as far as graphics cards go. By any stretch of the imagination, my graphics card is out of date, even though it is running everything on the market and will probably run everything on the market for another 5 years. That being said, I could do with an upgrade, you know what I mean? And I've been running this PC for a long time, so maybe just build myself a new one. So I priced one out, okay? If I were to build my PC with a slightly better graphics card, 2 SSD slots, and a 2 terabyte SSD, I would be spending about $450 to $500. And now that's not including the monitor and the webcam and the speakers and all that, just the tower, right? $450. $80 for a game that is arguably nearly 1/4 the price of building a new working PC. That's how much they want for a game now, when you really think about it. That's nuts. Think about the price of a fucking Switch. I mean, it just went up, but still, you're talking about it being 1/4 of the price of a fucking Switch. Like, that's nuts. That's nuts that you want 1/4 of the price of your console for your games that are played on the console. I've never heard of that in my entire existence.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's just getting too damn expensive. Too damn expensive. Another money-related thing that I just find hilarious.
Yay.
Ubisoft had their financial results not too long ago, and they said that microtransactions, quote, make games more fun for players. Oh, boy. Yeah, you're right. It's so much fun. So much fun. I love it. It's great. It's
okay.
Wonderful. It's
All right. Aside from the knee-jerk reaction, if I'm to play devil's advocate for 10... No, I can't. They don't make it more fun. I will say this. Microtransactions sometimes add more to the game later on. So, like, if we're talking about all the things that you can purchase for a game post-launch as a microtransaction, right? Which is how initially the phrase was defined, right? So that includes DLC, right? DLC, perfectly, that I would say that definitely makes the games more fun, right? Because you buy a new content for your game that breathes life into your game, gives you more reason to play it, right? But they're not talking about that shit. They're talking about all the little fucking bullshit you add to things and the little pay-to-win things and stuff like that. That doesn't make the game more fun. It doesn't make the game more fun at all. When I'm playing For Honor, and I've played For Honor way too much in my life, when I'm playing For Honor, there's nothing fun about having to grind out 14,000 steel to get the new character that I want to play, or spending another $8 on the character. There's nothing fun about that. There's nothing fun about being in a game where everybody who pays for the character gets access to the character for a week in advance so that you don't get to play with the shiny new toy. You just get to watch other people play with it until the time comes around that you are allowed to grind out currency to then play the shiny new character. There's not fucking fun about that. That's terrible, man. That's like going to a kid's party and giving one kid a toy and being like, you can play with this for the next hour. They can't touch it. Period. Like, that's fucking nuts. There's nothing fun about that.
No, not at all.
And that's what they're talking about.
I've not seen a lot of like really like jokes or anything else being brought up about it, which is astounding to me.
It's astounding. It's astounding.
It's astounding.
Like, I mean, in the wealth of conceptualized reality, there are some times when microtransactions, like I said, like I'm about to buy the DLC for Age of Wonders 4, the new one that just came out. Every one of those DLCs, I don't regret buying any of them. They add so many cool things to do in the game, breathes new life in the game. It's fun. So yeah, those are fun, but that's not what they're talking about here, and that drives me nuts. Like, microtransactions as a whole is not a good thing.
No, not at all. I'm going to say it one more time, and then I'll let Claire Obscure go.
Sorry, Jason. Jason, disclaimer.
I already had these.
Fast forward a couple of minutes.
I already had these lined up ahead of time.
I'm going to make another sign and just hold it up. It's just like we're talking about Claire Obscure, so that Jason can fast forward to the to the non-Claire Obscure parts.
So this is the two separate things, just wrapping them into one here. So in the game, there is an extremely crazy ass twist at the end of the first act. I assume you're not playing it, so then I will just light spoiler warning here then. The game, from its starting minutes, has you playing as Gustav, and he is presented as the main character. At the end of Act 1, he gets fucking murdered in cold-ass blood, and he's dead. Like,
Aerith dead.
They kill off the main character like that.
Okay.
And don't even look back. That was originally pitched as a joke, apparently. Somebody came in and was like, hey, I was going to tell you like some crazy shit. Like, hey, what if we killed the main character at the end of the first act? And the guy doing the game was like, yes, do that.
No. Wait, hold on a second. Let's write that down.
And the other one here, this actually really made my heart happy when I read it. Claire Obscure has been so popular that the devs actually made a trip over to Square Enix and had like high-level brainstorming sessions on how to improve the turn-based RPG genre. Because there was a thing that actually came out not too long ago, is that somebody made a statement that's a little bit of discussion that turn-based RPGs are not seen as cool. And I get it. I used to be that person, actually. I remember when I was younger. It's like, why do I just want to sit here and wait for somebody to do something? I want to run in and smash it with a sword, you know. I never saw those games as anything like that. Like, I was the kid that played Pokemon where all four of my moves were all attacks. Like, I never... There was no strategy ever. Right. It's just go, hit, be done. Next. So, yeah, it really made me happy inside that somebody who's known for something invited a disruptor in a space in and said, hey, what can you guys teach us?
Yeah. That is cool. I like that. I think Square Enix needs, as a company, needs anything to make them better. Personally, I don't know about the I mean, JRPG specifically, tactical turn-based.
Yes. That's
I think
JRPG
that's what we need to
quantify. Is what,
I mean, Baldur's Gate is turn-based. It's a CRPG, but I mean, CRPGs are tactical turn-based things.
Yeah.
It's just like the JRPG has always been like the three people lined up next to each other and the bad guys in front of you and picking which bad guy to attack at which point in time. Or like the old school Suikoden, those kind of games, I think are what we're talking about, which is what Claire did
Claire Obscure
well.
basically is, yeah.
Yeah. I think that like those did need something personally. They've needed something since the beginning. I was the same way. Final Fantasy VII drove me nuts. Like, it just drove me nuts. Like not just the storyline, which I have bitched about on numerous occasions, and will continue to do so in the future. It's the most overrated game in the history of mankind. Still saying that. but the combat was just so boring when you get into it, and you had to do it so much to level up. It would just be like, all right, you're gonna attack. All right, you're gonna cast a spell heal. Okay, you're gonna attack. Okay, then they attack. Okay, now I attack. Oh, he's got a limit break. Okay, we do the limit break. Okay, like the entire fights were decided before you got into them, at all points in time, and I don't like games like that. And I'm not saying that there isn't something to a game like that too, because people love building stuff. You know what I mean? But I want to be able to change my fate in the game based on what I'm doing in the game. You know, not just necessarily what I went into the game with.
Yeah, definitely. It's something I feel like Square has kind of lost its way a little bit in that area of the turn-based RPG. To be fair, because they are seen as, uncool, so to speak. That's why the last mainline Final Fantasy game that we got was Devil May Cry Fantasy, basically, which I still need to play at some point. But yeah, like they're kind of lost their identity, and I feel like, I don't know, I think this might be something that they're going to take ideas from, and who knows what the next Final Fantasy is going to look like. Final Fantasy 17.
Yeah, who knows? Final Fantasy 16 didn't do anything for me. I did play 15, which was the emo road trip, right?
Yes. I played an okay amount of that one.
Yeah, the plot line was fucking unintelligible stuff. Like, that's why I couldn't stay with it, because I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about anymore. Like they didn't even make sense within the confines of weird anime stuff. Like, I couldn't even, like, why are we here? What are we doing? Who's the king? What's going on? Like,
right.
It literally boiled down to me just finding places where they had monsters to hunt and going to hunt the monsters, because I thought that, and it just turned into a Monster Hunter game for me.
It did, yeah. There was some of that.
I will say the combat system in that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, but like, I don't know. It's very interesting to me. Square Enix as a company has seen a lot of negative publicity / negative reviews / negative everything, both as a publisher and a producer of games in the last 5 years. They are on a serious decline. So hopefully something does come of this. But personally, I think Square Enix needs to start treating their developers and their personnel a little bit better before they even worry about the mechanics in their fucking games.
So my last one here. Always love to end on a weird one. Yeah. Have you heard of Nintendo Today?
Nintendo Today?
Yeah, it's basically like an app that you can download.
My daughter has this app.
Yeah, it's just a Nintendo news app.
Yeah.
Apparently, breaking news, according to the Nintendo Today app, Mario and Peach are not lovers. They are just very, very, very good friends.
Okay.
There ain't no man gonna put himself through all of that for his bestie.
Well, I don't know about that. I'd go through a lot for my bestie, man. You don't think I'd rescue you from a giant flame-throwing turtle?
I
mean,
not even
we do fuck, but
I could not begin to take the first step in Bowser's Realm and in Mario 64 on the very first one. That first platform where it's just two little cubes going like this and you have to get across, I would just be dead.
Neil's like, well,
I would immediately die.
Well, show's mine now. I mean, can I ask the question, is anybody fucking in Mario World? Like, does anybody even have actual genitalia? Like, to me, it's so cartoonish, that entire world, that like, you know what I mean? Like, who's... Do we have to say that? Like, personally, to me, them saying they're just really good friends, to me, is like, well, that's the highest, right? Like, that's the highest you can be on the bang. Like, you can't get higher than that because nobody bangs in Mario Land. So I don't understand.
I mean, we had the stork in Mario World 2 with the baby Mario. We did have the stork.
Oh, it's true.
We did. Mm-hmm.
That's true. But the stork historically is a way to tell your kids where babies come from without explaining that the penis go in a vagina. So, like, like, to me, that's more evidence to me that nobody's paying in Mario World. So, like, I don't understand this at all. Like, until you put a lineage in front of me somewhere in the game where you can, like, prove, like, this person physically came from this person. Like, I mean, every one of the Mario characters just exists. Like, none of them have parents. None of them have children. Other than Bowser. Bowser is apparently the only one who fucks. And again, did Bowser actually do anybody? We haven't found any Bowser lady. So, like, where did Bowser Jr. come from?
You have not been on the internet enough then to not
Bowsette?
see the weird... Yeah.
I love Bowsette. I'm alright with Bowsette. That being said, that is fan shit. That's not Nintendo shit. That's the only, like, recognized child of anybody. And maybe he just created that with magic. Like, we don't know. Like, there's no evidence of banging anywhere in Mario Land. That's my rant. That's my Mario. I'm done.
And that's the end of our super duper duper deep dive into Mario and Nintendo lore.
Mario banging.
Come back next week when we discuss...
Should I name the episode that?
...strains in the Metroid universe.
Mario banging. So that's it for news then, right?
That is it for news.
All right, guys. That's a show. We're going to
plug this sucker up. As much as I could handle, at least.
We're going to plug this sucker up, you know, the thing that never happens in Mario World. And we'll be right back with that.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the awkward conversations about whether or not people bang in Mario World. So we are going to do the morally right thing for any podcast, and that is plug the shit that we are working on. Neil, what would you like to plug?
So we got a little bit here. We have Ordo Scriptorum. I'm sure at some point here we're going to really get back into... I know times they do be a changing right now, and things are going to get flipsy-dipsy here a little bit, but eventually we'll get there. And BG3L3 also has finally come out. Yeah, at some point we need to do more of that too.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing outside of kicking around on here.
Yeah, and there will be more Ordo Scriptorium. I am about to go back to work, and the first couple of work weeks are very hectic, so the content will probably drop a little bit for those first couple of work weeks, but then we'll get back to recording Ordo. I have a lot of shit planned for them. I'm very excited to do. And if you want to watch Ordo, you can check it out on Spotify or this channel or Wizard's Respite. Our kind of 1.5, our 2.5/3 season eulogy is up and was recently released, where I took over as game master, and I had so much fun with that. It's one of the most cinematic games I've ever run, so please check those out. BGL3 is up. That's Baldur's Gate 3 Lasso 3. That is me, Neil's lovely wife Kayla. We play Baldur's Gate 3. Definitely not under the influence of substances, and it is absolutely one of the funniest things. Like, I love watching it. I'm gonna say right now, I need to mess with the sound quality a little bit for the next batch. These first 4 episodes, the game audio is a little bit too high, but overall it is still an extremely funny, enjoyable experience as long as you can get around the sound. I had so much fun with it. Please check that out. Personally, you can also check out my Grounded 2 review. I recently posted it. Love the game. Enjoying it quite a bit. And then I'm doing streams, OMGM, and the TTRPG stuff too. So check all of it out. You can also contact us on Discord. Links in the description below. Influence us in all of our shows from there. And as long as you guys keep watching and listening, we will endeavor to keep making them. We will see you guys next time. Pause. I gotta get the fans' reaction up. Yes, I am now boycotting WWE.
What happened?
Did you... you had said that you were watching SummerSlam. Did you only watch night 1? Did you watch night 2? Like, what happened there?
the whole reason that we were even watching it is we got invited to a friend's house because of that. So it was like, hey, there's gonna be food, and we said food, and that was why we were there.
Do you know how sad it makes me every time you watch a wrestling event and I'm not present for it to explain the lore? Like it actually causes me physical pain. No joke. I'm like, no, I am the one. I am the keeper of the lore for Neil and Kayla. I must be there to show them the wrestlings.
What's crazy is it's just like the absolute zero context that I have for what's going on. And it's just like watching the one match. There was that guy who got the belt. And he was so happy, and I was like, "Oh wow, I'm so happy for him." And then everybody around us was like, "Oh no, thing's gonna happen. This guy is gonna
the cash in."
Walked in with a briefcase and just murdered him in cold blood. And it was like, "Wow, this belt must mean a lot to people."
It does. It means all the things to everybody. For the record, but yeah, that's the Money in the Bank cash in. It's funny too, because like out of context, it would be madness. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and then Jelly Roll is up on
right?
there because I'm like, I thought the country rap guy just did music. What's happening?
I know. Like I'm just sitting there like, oh, it's gonna be a good show, and then I was thinking to myself, no, he needs me there. He needs me there because if I'm not there, it's gonna be insane. It's going to be insane.
Basically
like,
what it was.
When you texted me at first, I was like, I can't. I'm going to be spending the entire night. I didn't, but I was like, I'm going to be spending the entire night texting him to explain what's happening so that he understands wrestling better, because that's how crazy I am. Like, yeah, it must be madness out of context for like the cash and everything. Yeah, I am boycotting WWE now because it's driving me nuts. So, night 2, they brought back Brock Lesnar. Do you know anything about the Janelle Grant lawsuit against Vince McMahon?
Nope.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try and make this as short as humanly possible. Vince McMahon, you know who he is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Vince McMahon is a terrible human being. A terrible, terrible human being who has raped and sexually abused women throughout the course of wrestling, which sucks because some of my greatest wrestling memories came from Vince McMahon, and you find all this out later, it kind of taints it. It sucks. But he also like did terrible things to his own family with like the running of the company and everything. Mm-hmm. But recently, he has been sued by a woman named Janelle Grant for sex trafficking. He sex trafficked Janelle Grant, basically. He sex trafficked her to a wrestler as part of contract negotiations.
Oh.
Yeah. That wrestler is Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And for the record, I don't like Brock Lesnar. I've never been a Brock Lesnar fan. I don't want him on my TV anyway. But for him to come back when he is named in that lawsuit 44 times is like a slap to anybody's face who is watching. It bothered me that he got a pop from the crowd when he came out too, which fuck all of them. So the story behind it is Brock Lesnar, the whole Janelle Grant thing, she was kind of offered up as part of contract negotiations. There's way worse stuff than this, but if I'm going to potentially put this as a bonus, I don't want to go into it. I urge anybody out there who is listening to this, who is a wrestling fan, who likes Brock Lesnar, go find the lawsuit. It's public record. Go find it and read it, and you will immediately have a problem. And if you don't, you're a weird person. They took pictures of her peeing. He requested pictures of her pissing. They were sent to him via text messages. And then the only reason he didn't go through the act of sex, this married man and father of 2, I believe, was because he was so drunk, he fell asleep. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So the minute he came out, I was like, and what bothered me is it ruined everything. There's also been like a disdain that I have for WWE's booking as of recent anyway, and that is they care more about the moments in the matches. And I don't know if I've ever explained this part to you before, but I'm a match guy. I want a good match. I want you to tell me a physical story with your bodies. That's when wrestling is at its absolute best, is when two guys have this really good story leading up to it, and then they have a 20 or 40-minute banger, and it's just amazing, and you walk away from it. I kind of felt like CM Punk, even though I dislike him as a person and a wrestler, and Gunther did that, for better or for worse. And then we poison that with the cash-in, because it's about the moment. Nobody's talking about the match. They're talking about the moment. And then night 2, you have John Cena, who's just turned back to face, so he's a good guy again, taking on Cody Rhodes as a good guy. They could have schmozzed it.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to have to let Kayla. John Cena is uncanceled now.
I don't know about that. Because there's a rumor going around.
I guess he's a good guy again.
There's a rumor going around.
I guess there's more. I keep interrupting him when he's going to tell me.
There's a rumor going around that the only reason Brock is back is because John Cena wanted to wrestle him as part of his farewell tour. So, I don't know if he's uncanceled yet. But in the world of kayfabe, which I explained to you in that video, in the world of kayfabe, he is a good guy. He came out on Friday and said, he had been led astray. He didn't want to go out this way. He wanted to go out as a good guy, and he wanted to have the best match he could possibly have with Cody Rhodes. So they had a 40-minute banger. I don't know if it's my favorite match ever, but I'm going to say this. It was two guys going out there telling a story, and the stuff that John Cena did in that match, he should not be able to do in that match at his age anymore. So I was impressed, at least at that. And then, what is everybody talking about? They're not talking about that match. They're talking about Brock Lesnar coming back and F5ing him. And that's something that's been going on with WWE at every one of their pay-per-views. The end of the show has to have some weird twist moment that keeps you in instead of just having a match, So I'm watching AEW right now. I'm keeping up on WWE news via the various news outlets, What Culture. Check them out. Review shows and stuff like that, but I'm not going to watch that product as long as Brock Lesnar is on that product.